And welcome in Monday Fun Day to this April the 1st now. Can you believe that? 2024. It is InGame Live. We are Primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan and Taylor Mathis in the house for about the next hour and 57 minutes or so as we try and navigate through a loaded baseball slate. We got something that resembles an NBA game or two. Although it's hard to tell here. We still, of course, have the women's side of the bracket, and I will give everybody 3 guesses as to who Taylor Mathis might, in fact, be rooting for here tonight. And Dave is all over the Yankees, apparently, as well. You'll see that. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, Pirates tonight, huh? Wow, look at you. Woo, you repping tonight, man.
I'm repping the yellow and the gold today, Dave.
Black and gold
team. Black. That's what I meant.
Black and gold team.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. There's one team that's 5-0 right now in Major League Baseball. Joe, I don't know if you've heard. Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. They came down to Miami and took all 4 games. Flew up to Washington today. Won that one. Off tomorrow, which means that on Wednesday they're probably going to lose. But people are reaching out and saying, you should probably bet them to win a division now. No, you shouldn't. It's probably the worst price you're ever going to get if you do it now, right? Like, they're actually telling me we should bet the Pirates to win a World Series. Hold on. Slow down. It's not happening. But, yeah, Joe, your Yankees are 4-0, and they play in Arizona tonight, where T lives, and T is watching. This is a really good women's basketball game. T, are you watching the game?
Of course I am. I have been prepping for this all morning. Caitlin Clark, Iowa Hawkeyes, putting women's basketball, women's sports on such a large stage. I, of course, had to ride with my Hawkeyes today. I was really excited with how things started out. They were hot from 3. Angel Reese, though, I mean, she's just a force. She really gets those transition points going for LSU. And the biggest thing that I knew was going to be a problem here in this game is that I was not going to be able to rebound LSU. Therefore, LSU is probably going to win the possessions battle. They cannot be turning the ball over. Iowa started turning the ball over a lot at the end of that first quarter. Caitlin Clark had 3 turnovers in a matter of 3 minutes. She had just 2 turnovers all game in the Sweet 16. So Iowa's got to work on that a little bit. They had that hot lead to begin. Now, last time I checked, they're trailing.
Oh, this is not fun here. I thought we were going to be all sorts of celebratory here. I mean, the Pirates by 5-0 against AA teams. That's fantastic stuff here. You got Iowa sounding out really well. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to come down to which pantsuit this coach is wearing. Ultimately, though, I do think this is really just a absolutely fantastic basketball game here. How much time do we have left, Taylor? And what was the line originally before this game tipped off here? What were we looking to back Caitlin Clark, and what do you think we are now?
I got it right before tip-off. Iowa minus 125. I believe they were 2-point favorites when it closed. I didn't bet the spread at all. A little too nervous. I just went straight money line. Took no Caitlin Clark props either.
Really? Wasn't a prop last time? I believe last week it was like 35.5, wasn't it? Her points prop, and I don't think she hit
33.5, and we were all arguing that it was too high because everybody's just going to hammer those overs. Like I just said, Caitlin Clark came out hot, hit a 3. I believe at the end of the first quarter, she only went 2 from 5 from beyond the arc and had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. So not a great start from Caitlin Clark if you're betting those Caitlin Clark overs.
Did the total in this 175.5? What wins these games? 80? 90? What's going to win these games?
No, this one feels like this is going to be. They're pushing
the pace.
Tempo.
They're flying.
And,
they're
they
flying
are.
up and down the
shooting
court
early in the shot clock. So the in game right now here just went to 43-41 Iowa minus 4.5. That's the biggest the spread's been since that I've been watching the game. It's quick. It has to move fast because I think people are waiting, like Taylor. They're waiting to bet Iowa, and you just see now, I mean, with Angel diving for, making a block and falling out of bounds, she's been limping pretty good. They keep showing up. I don't think anybody's running away from anybody. There's not going to be any 30-0 runs like we saw over the weekend.
Right. Yeah, no.
Joe, I'd never seen that before. I don't remember, like, in middle school or in high school or in any games that I've helped, like a 30-0 run at a Division I men's basketball game in the Elite Eight. That was unbelievable what UConn did. It's really amazing.
Yeah. It reminded me of usually when the Dodgers play the Pirates. You just kind of get that whole feeling up there. It's like one team is on one level. Right, Taylor? I mean, it just feels like it's, the Dodgers go to Pittsburgh, and that's usually what happens here. But I think it's going to be interesting. And speaking of UConn, by the way, the women's, remember them? They also play too. They're going to be the game after that here tonight, taking on USC. So we got a lot of great bracket action still to go. Final four coming up this weekend for the men. Obviously, the ratings are going to be through the roof for this game with LSU and Caitlin Clark in Iowa. It's knotted up 45 apiece, minus 135 at the break. You can hop in on Iowa if you want to become part of the festivities here. So minus 135 it is, 90 points in the first half. That total still hovering around 180 here. Yankees getting ready to take on your Arizona team there a little bit later as well, Taylor. A couple of games getting ready to go, including Toronto and Houston, I believe. That'll be one of the next ones up. What are you in action on here tonight, Taylor?
Oh, I love a pitcher prop within that Astros-Blue Jays game. Give me Astros starter Blanco over 14.5 outs. Blanco's 2-1 with a 4.5 ERA in 7 starts in 2023. And he took on Toronto last season, allowing just 2 runs with 3 hits with 5 strikeouts through 6 innings. He really had a stellar spring. He's been holding opponents scoreless, over 15 innings pitched. His command was his biggest problem last season, and that's something he really worked on in Cactus League this year. He held batters to just a 7% walk rate in the spring. The Astros have yet to win a game, and I highly doubt anybody had that on their bingo card for the Astros to start this season 0-4. And with that comes a depleted bullpen. Stroh's manager, Joe Espada, he's already used 2 of his relievers that he heavily uses a lot in Brian Abreu and Josh Hader. So I think we're going to see more today out of Blanco. They're going to push him to stay out there longer to go over that 14.5 total outs.
All right, well, we got baseball, we got NBA, we got women's college hoops. We got a little something for everybody here tonight. Come back and join us. In-game live primetime rolls on here on the grid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. the New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like, the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in here in-game live. Prime time on this April the 1st. Unreal. April is here, which means we've got plenty of Major League Baseball going on right now. We got 6 total games in the association. Each and every one of them has tipped off here and underway. We're awaiting the first pitch here with Houston and Toronto. We've got some games coming up next hour, including Boston taking on Oakland. Hard to believe Oakland still plays baseball. Cleveland, Seattle, the Cards taking on the Padres, and Yanks taking on Arizona. And then, of course, we'll have the late night game with San Francisco taking on the Dodgers. So a little something for everyone. Some NHL action going on right now. Florida Panthers getting the snot beat out of them 3-1 by Toronto. A little disgusted there. But the big question we have right now is, Taylor, it's minus 130. Am I backing Iowa right now? Are we doing it with Caitlin Clark?
Joe,
yes.
Of course we're backing Iowa right now. Arguably the best scorer in all of college basketball history. We have to back Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes in this one. Plus, I just think as a nation, when it comes to women's basketball right now, more people are looking to the Hawkeyes because LSU already won last year. We've got to cheer for the underdog. We got to go with the Hawkeyes.
Dave, are you in? You're wearing. Look at that. You're wearing the similar colors there. So I'm guessing. All right. Well, then I can't be the only one on the other side. So all right, there I'm in. Iowa over LSU at pretty much minus 130 right now. Total 178.5. So I am going to turn this game on now because the Panthers are annoying me to no end. So we'll get that on. No problem here. You mentioned the Toronto-Houston game for Major League Baseball. You're in play there, Taylor. You have anything in the NBA that you're watching? I know you probably took the Pelicans tonight, right? Because they're playing that team called no, I'm just you can't go Homer all night.
The inconsistent Phoenix Suns.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm actually a little shameful in admitting that I took the Suns tonight on the money line.
What?
I feel like, come on. This is like a must win for the Suns right now. You've got the Pelicans that are sitting, I mean, they're really just 2 games apart between these two teams. Between the Suns and the Pelicans, you've got Dallas there in between both of these teams within the Western Conference. This is essentially a playoff game before the playoffs are starting. The Suns have the most difficult schedule to close out this NBA season. They've got to squeak out wins where they can. They beat New Orleans earlier this season. You've got the big three playing tonight. They're coming off of one of their worst showings ever, where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't even play against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had one of their biggest defeats of the year. Frank Vogel spoke to how they've got to step things up. I know it's a record that just keeps hitting repeat with this team because they go up, then they go down. I've got to back the Suns though tonight, but the play I liked even more is Kevin Durant over 3.5 assists. Hit this 70% of the time on the road in his last 10 games. Last time out against the Pelicans, he had just 2, but there were 8 chances. So really it was more about the fact that Beal and Booker weren't able to make those baskets. I'm hoping tonight he gets a little more action out of those two and goes over the assist number.
Ooh. Interesting. I mean, I think they opened up as a favorite, Dave, didn't they? And then it flips at some point today. I think New Orleans closed a 1.5 point favorite or something along those lines there.
Correct.
So, boy, that was a big role reversal, huh? But can we trust either of these two teams tonight is going to be the big question.
I don't know. No, I mean, there'll be multiple opportunities probably to play both sides of this game.
I agree.
Yep.
I mean, the bottom half of the West is going to be such a gauntlet, and everybody's trying to get in that 6th spot. They just want to get in the 6th spot so they don't have to play their way into the playoff. The 9-10 battle right now could be Golden State and the Lakers in a 1-game winner take all, winner move on, loser go home game. Phoenix is sitting in that spot of having to maybe play somebody to then have to play again. So, yeah, this is an important basketball game. I mean, it's in an overall scheme of things, it's probably not going to do as much handle as this women's game.
No.
But this will be an entertaining game. I just looked right now. The Royals and the Orioles are tied at 3. It went back to the original number. I wanted to jump in and say bet the Orioles if you could, but they just got out of the inning. Bet the home team when the visiting team's hitting. The price was right. They haven't even gotten a pitch thrown yet at the bottom, and it flipped 70 cents. I got minus 220 now, so I don't want to say to go lay 220, but that's how these things happen that fast. Sorry, Joe. I was trying to get you another bet.
I'm on the listen. I just need the under to come through here. So next run wins would be fantastic. How they managed to score 6 runs in 2 innings in 13 degrees is beyond me. You see what those people are dressed like in the stands at Camden? It's like you can see your breath out there. Who in the world wants to go to a baseball game out there and freeze? Well, that's what's going on there. And your other team in Pennsylvania, Dave. What is that now going on? They were up 2-0. What happened? Now it's 2-2. There's another team that does Harper remember how to hit, or is that going to be out of the question this year?
No,
he's not going to get any
over
hits.
the weekend.
Okay.
Over the weekend, Harper went to catch a pop-up in front of his own dugout, and nobody yelled, "Heads up, there's the rail." He did an absolute somersault over the rail, jumped up, must have ripped up his hand. He's 0 for the season so far. He sat out yesterday. He's playing tonight. It's tied 2-2. Listen, the Phillies are going to be one of those sweats. The bullpen is going to – I mean, unless Wheeler goes deep in a game and Nola goes deep in a game. And I mean, they're competitive right now. It's 2-2. Listen, the Reds aren't going anywhere. The Reds, we talked about it here on this show.
Yeah,
the Reds
awful.
Taylor, are the Reds going to win the NL Central?
The Reds may win the NL Central. They might. I think a high chance of it. High chance. We're 3-4 games into the season. I think the Reds have no problem. They're a young team. They're only going to get better, I think, as the season goes on.
Well,
did you see that kid pitch for the Cubs today, Taylor?
I was going to say, I just saw the kid make his major league debut for the Cubs here today. I mean, he was unhittable. Granted, they were playing the Rockies 6-1. But still, I mean, my goodness, give me a break here, Taylor.
He had 9 strikeouts through 5. Through 6? I believe through 6.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
What
did we do with this guy?
In the cold at Wrigley. It was cold at Wrigley today, too. I saw everybody was bundled up.
Yep.
I would have sat in the cold for that debut and to see that win. It looked like a great day to be in Chicago to me.
Well, especially since they won through a shutout. He threw 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 9. Almonte and Smiley, even Drew Smiley got any action there. I think the Cubs are very much alive in this division as anybody else. The only team, I'll say it again, is Milwaukee. I don't know why we're sticking a fork in Milwaukee, but they'll eventually be a part of this mix. But yeah, why not the Cubs here? You're not sold on them? I certainly ain't sold on the Cardinals.
No.
The fact anybody was sold on the Cardinals at preseason already, crazy to me.
Price.
They finished the division last year after they were the favorites to win it. I think before the season started, the Cubs were the favorite to win the NL Central when looking at the odds before the regular season got started. I'm not counting out my Cubs yet either. I don't hate how they played against the Rangers. They stuck in it for almost every single game to start this series in the season, especially against the reigning World Series champions. So I don't hate how the Cubs started. I think it's going to be good for us to bang up on a weaker team here in the Rockies to really get our offensive power going.
Yeah, 2-2 on the season here. Can't go wrong with that. The Cubs off and running. The Rockies are going to be terrible. There's a few teams this year where I don't know, Dave, at what point do we get the $5 underdog? It's coming. We'll give you an update here across the board next year on the grid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
InGame Live, Primetime, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like, the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, Primetime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. We are Primetime here on this Monday. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan, Taylor Mathis here with us as keeping an eye on a bunch of different spots here. We've got, of course, Major League Baseball underway. Still 3-3 heading into the top of the 8th now with the Orioles and the Royals. So far, so good there for the under, and I think you still got a shot to jump in on the Orioles, as Dave wanted you to do last inning. 2-2 Reds and Phillies. That's knotted up. And I'm looking at this Mets game. Has Manaea given up a hit yet? We're either getting like 20 runs a game or we're getting shutouts left and right here. We had 2 earlier today. The Braves shut out the White Sox. The Cubs shut out the Rockies. You said your Pirates, Dave. That was another double-digit high-scoring game. It feels like it's either feast or famine at this point here. Are people screaming and yelling that maybe the balls are juiced early on this season?
Here we go. It's the first week.
I'm just saying.
It happens all the time.
Saying.
Nope. I did cash considerations earlier with Newbie. He asked me the same question. Matt was whining about it. You hear this in the sports books all the time. They start talking about the balls being juiced when the games go over, and then you got a guy pitching a no-hitter right now against the Mets, or for the Mets against Detroit. The Tigers don't have a hit. You're right. It's feast or famine. It's a lot of team totals. You got to go with team totals. The bad teams go under. The good teams, I think you can bet the game over. A lot of times people like to attack the first 5 innings. They like to get them early with the starters, but the bullpens are what's giving it up. Like the Nationals bullpen today, that game was tied 3-3 in the 7th, and boom, the floodgates opened up late. Saw it yesterday with the Cardinals against the Dodgers. The floodgates open late. As Iowa starts to extend the lead. Boy, oh boy, it happens fast in these women's games. Woo! Another shot. Hey, look at this foul. Look at this. This is good stuff for Iowa fans, right? This is great.
It's great stuff.
He made
good
that
start
from
there, 55-49.
Did you see how far the last shot was? Did you guys see, by the way, that court where one side, the 3-point line, wasn't the same distance as the other side of the court?
I don't know how that happens. How does that happen? Like, how does that even? I'm
wondering how it
was unfair.
Because when you go to the game, you're sitting there in person. Like if you had seats across there and you looked at the court, you just looked to the left and you went, "That looks different than the key on the right."
Off.
Like you could see it. Yeah, it was off. And apparently, I was told today it was 9 inches off. That's almost a foot. I mean, that's you can see that with the naked eye.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't fix that. Crazy.
No.
Crazy.
No. What did he just give up? Did you mush Manaea? Is that what just happened here? Because there's a runner on second, and I'm not sure why. Did you just
lose the no-hitter bid?
Did he? Oh, now it's 1. Oh, no. Did he throw him out at home? Oh, no, he's out at home. So there you go, Dave. You're still good there. Although I'm pretty sure, no, that was the 3rd out at home, but they did give up 1 hit. So it's still 0-0. Yeah, still 0-0. Yeah, still 0-0. But the runner, that's okay. They threw him out at home, but it was still a single. So you're good. You're all right. Still 2-1. 1 hit now for the Mets. 2 hits for the Mets, 1 for Detroit, and we got ourselves an old-fashioned pitcher's battle. Houston is all over the Blue Jays here. 3-0 quickly there. And Taylor, we're rooting for strikeouts? Is that what we got here in this? You're going with the starter?
We're rolling for outs. So this looks great for me. With the Astros coming out hot, that means we could see Blanco in the game longer, extend his time out there on the mound, especially if the Astros have the early lead. So my key number of getting that at 14.5 right there was right on the money so far.
No, that's perfect. He's thrown 2 strikeouts already in the first inning here. He did walk 1, but off to a 3-0 start is a good sign. And plus that bullpen. Wow, Houston, that is some bullpen there. So maybe they're going to need him to stay out there a little bit longer than usual. That is for sure. But in all seriousness, did either of you, because it's the way they're doing it, which is shocking to me. We just watched Judge go, 2 for 16 over the weekend in that 4-game series, and yet somehow the Yankees won all 4 games here, which is kind of interesting because I don't think I would have seen that coming if you'd have told me that Judge couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat, but the Yankees would somehow be rolling without Cole and company. But that's exactly what we have here. So middle relievers were fantastic. The bullpens were good. I mean, call me nuts here, Dave. It's going to be like that all year long. The middle relief is going to have to do. They're in midseason form now. They're going to have to keep doing that and giving that lineup an opportunity to keep them in games.
No question. No Cole for a little bit.
No
Nestor at the top of the rotation.
Oh,
there's going to be games where they're going to have to probably take the ball second time through the order. Right? Instead of the 5th or 6th, they might have to come in the 3rd or the 4th and, bridge the gap to the end. Bats stay alive. Soto's pretty good. This just did. Juan Soto's a pretty good baseball player.
He's pretty decent. The AL Player of the Week to start the season.
He's fair.
Did pretty well.
It's all right. Let's not get crazy. Yeah. It's all right. It's great. Talk to me in July, all right, when he's on the shelf with Mr. Toe over there, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, and let me know how that works out. But in all honesty, there's a lot of money coming in on the Diamondbacks tonight, so apparently nobody's impressed with the 4-0 start. Was that you, Taylor? Did you were you looking at the Diamondbacks at plus money here tonight?
Oh, Joe, I mean, I know your Yankees are 4-0 to start things out, but my boys in the backyard, people are counting them out too early. They're 3-1, and they were hefty sluggers this weekend with a slugging percentage of .541, striking out just 22 times in 4 games. So give me the Snakes as underdogs tonight. Diamondback starter Ryan Nelson, 8-8 with a .531 ERA last season. Through spring training, Nelson worked on throwing that slider, which is his best pitch in his arsenal, even harder than he was last season, which is really assisting in registering him a 2.33 ERA that he had during Cactus League. New York's coming off that huge series here against Houston, coming away with that sweep in the opening series. It really felt like playoff vibes there. But the series over the years has really just become a huge rivalry between these two teams. And there's been higher stakes. That's why I think the Yankees came out in such high competition mode as they did. I feel like there might be a little bit of fatigue for them. They had a long travel day getting out to Arizona. Their bullpen was used a lot. 2 out of the 4 games against the Astros, they used some of their heavy hitters in that bullpen. And 2 of those 4 games also came by a margin of just 1 run. So I've got to go with the Diamondbacks tonight. I feel like people are just counting us out too early. It's the way it goes. They expect that World Series hangover, but Arizona pretty much proved right off the bat that maybe we shouldn't be counting them out.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Got to go Soto props too, no, Dave? I mean, they've been, I think the total bases, was also have been money to start the season. The guy he's okay. I don't want to give him too much credit, but he's okay.
Right. You just said that, but we're not going to, let's keep Taylor in the batter's box here, getting pitches. Let's throw her another fastball. Let's get away from the Yankee talk for a second, please. Joe's nauseating with this Yankee talk. Enough of this.
What are you talking about?
Well, I wanted to ask Taylor about the Cleveland and the
guy
Mariners.
with the pirate outfit on.
They're 5-0, Joe. I'm wearing it until they lose. I'm telling you right now. Every day I come on.
Are you superstitious, Dave?
Little bit.
Are you superstitious?
Yeah. I got dressed playing hockey the same way for 10 years. When I couldn't put my left on before my right, it was a bad game. I always did it. Tristan McKenzie tonight. Cleveland got healthy against Oakland. This gotta be Cleveland, right? I mean, I'm looking to take dogs early in the season. We're on Texas early. Guardians tonight, T.
I do like the Guardians tonight, but I'm going with the pitcher prop on McKenzie under 6.5 strikeouts tonight. McKenzie is coming off really a rough 2023 campaign. He had long stints on the IL. In his numbers overall against the Mariners, he's 0-2 with a 7.36 ERA in 3 starts, which is terrible. He's honestly at that point where he was one of the most exciting young pitchers that we were seeing in baseball. His injuries happened. They've set him back a bit. I do believe that McKenzie will get back to that form that we once saw him in. I just don't know if it'll be this early in the season. I'm going to fade him a bit tonight under that 6.5 strikeouts in his first start back since being on injury.
Damn. What did you do to the Phoenix Suns there, Tal? Like 46 points in the first quarter they just dropped against the Pelicans. 46-28 in the first quarter.
I told you guys that I knew that they were going to have to come out and win this one. I had a feeling. I think I have a really good read on the Suns right now, and everybody else should too. It goes win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They just seem to follow that pattern of have a really bad loss, and then they think they're going to come back, and we get a little glint of hope here in the Valley that they're going to be really good. Then they'll win a big game, and then they do the same thing again, and then they lose. So follow this pattern, win, loss, win, loss. It'll win you some money.
In-game number 11.5 right now is what they're laying. Went from getting 1.5 to laying 11.5 as they get ready to start the second quarter. We have an update with Iowa LSU in the women's bracket. We'll talk about that next here on the Grid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game Time Decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Oh! All right, welcome back in here, In-Game Live, and we are Primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. Got a little something brewing in Tampa right now as it was all Texas Rangers early in this game, 6-0 heading into the bottom of the seventh, but 2 home runs, including a 2-run shot, now a 6-3 game, 2 outs, and they are still batting right now, Tampa. So Tampa making a nice little comeback here. We'll see if it's too little, too late. Still 3-3, Kansas City and Baltimore. Hopefully next run wins and none of that ridiculous extra inning stuff there, Tell. Nobody wants extra innings, and so everyone's unders go to die. We want nothing to do with that. 2-2, Phillies and Cincinnati. And you got you need the Royals to win in this game. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
I need the Orioles to win in this one. They're part of I did like a 9-leg parlay of all the baseball games, straight money lines. I need the Orioles in this one now.
Whoa. You're burying the lead here, Tal. You're burying the lead of the show. Like lay this out for us here, please. You got, what'd you bet, every game? Did you go down the list and just bet every game?
Let's see who I went Cubs.
Let's go. Cubs?
Call me a little crazy on some of these. I took a couple of dogs. I went Cubs. I went with the Orioles. I took the Diamondbacks as dogs. I took the Giants as dogs tonight against the Dodgers. Oh gosh, I got to think about who else is in this parlay that I placed. The rest were all pretty heavy favorites, whoever else I added in there. But I'm going strong right now. Who is
Red Sox?
Braves against the White Sox in that early game. I grabbed the Braves. So I'm looking solid right now. I need the Orioles. I need the Reds to beat the Phillies also.
Okay.
And then
all right.
The rest are the later games for me. They're later tonight. I took the Padres over the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks over the Yankees, and the Giants over the Dodgers. That was it to finish it out. So we'll see how that big parlay goes for me.
Giants over the Dodgers.
I like it. I like it.
I got my reasons, Dave. You know how I am. I come up with my ways of why I'm taking it.
I love it.
Can't make any money back in the Dodgers. It's just what is it? Rinse and repeat. It's a $2 favorite. And it's a rivalry still, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Right. Isn't that a rivalry? Oh, look at this here. Look at this. McKenzie, Giants and Dodgers. I love that. Win also there. What is that? Under the 3.5 for the Cards?
No, I'm going to talk about Keaton Wynn for just a little second here of the San Francisco Giants. I think he's one of the most highly effective, undervalued, and underrated arms in baseball right now. Wynn has a beautiful splitter that he uses over 50% of the time, and it's really creating him to be one of the best ground ball pitchers in baseball. I mean, opponents are hitting ground balls over 60% of the time when he's pitching. I'm taking a risk on San Francisco tonight to beat LA because I think that Wynn's got the upper hand here. I took him over the 3.5 strikeouts, and I parlayed it with the Giants money line tonight.
Don't hate it at all. I don't hate it. I mean, they're not going to win every game, and I kind of like the rivalry aspect. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not allowed. And Dave, were you in on the Marlins, did you say earlier? Because you were screaming and yelling that the Angels tied. This was 4-0 in the first inning. What happened?
I don't know. I just watched the Marlins for 3 of the 4 games against the Pirates, and I was thinking, is it time to bet the Angels because of the bullpen for the Marlins? There's a lot of question marks, Joe. The Miami Marlins.
Terrible.
You said it. You're Mr. Miami, not me. But yeah, they're not. A lot of things are trying to. It's funny when you see teams where like either a big player or a big pitcher is out. You see adjustments, and they're still finding roles. The bullpen is just telling you. Pirates came back 3 times, twice in extra innings. But yeah, I was looking at it going, all right, they got to get to the 7th. They got to get through the 7th. And lo and behold, tie game, Joe. It's maybe one of those years for the Marlins down there.
78.5 was their win total, and I couldn't bet it under fast enough. because Perez is now on the shelf. Alcantara's gone for the year. Birdie is now a Yankee. He was kind of their all-around guy. And they lost Soler in the free agency, and he was good for 20, 30 home runs last year for him. So I just don't see where it's coming. But they opened up with a big lead yesterday, too, Dave, didn't they? It was like 5-0 in the first inning, and then I was like, oh, look at that. They're going to – no, they blew. Gave it right back to the Pirates. They gave it right back to the Angels here. Which brings me to my next point. Like, the teams, Taylor, that are going to be bad this year, they're going to be bad, like really, really, really bad here. I don't know how you bet on Oakland.
Well, I would argue, I think that the two worst teams in baseball are going to be the Colorado Rockies, because they're arguably in one of the hardest divisions in baseball. I mean, you're facing major players here in the Dodgers, in the Diamondbacks multiple times. And I'm not even going to count out the Giants either, because they did a lot of work in the offseason as well. I'm like, you've got some tough teams right there within your division. And then I have to go with the Chicago White Sox too. They're just going to be absolutely terrible. They got rid of all their good pieces, and they're in arguably the worst division in baseball. And I still think they're going to lose a bunch. So I would say the White Sox and the Rockies, terrible. Bet against them any game that you can.
Agree. Not wrong, Dave. I mean,
no,
they're going to be and they should be bad, because they needed to hit the restart button in Chicago. I mean, the White Sox was just it was going nowhere. It was awful.
The White Sox.
They'll probably win the division. They'll probably win the division.
They're not winning that division. They're not winning that division. That's not happening.
Well, who is it? Minnesota? Who is it? Who wins it?
Could be the Guardians are starting off well. If the Guardians rotation stays healthy this year, last year they didn't have a healthy rotation. I think that the Guardians have a chance to take the AL Central away from Minnesota.
Yeah, I like them. I like them.
I don't hate that
at all. I always
fall
for them. Bieber's got to stay healthy at the top. Like, you get him, he's a true ace, and they were talking about trading him last year, all this stuff. He as long as he stays good up top, they'll be fine. Boston's playing Oakland tonight, and Boston pitched. They pitched well up in Seattle. Come down to Oakland, and there were more people here at the Aviators games in Vegas than in one night than there were in the games in Oakland. All 4 games against the Cleveland. Tonight, Boston goes down there, and I actually like Oakland plus a 1.5. Can't believe it's this big of a favorite, Joe.
Really?
They're going to be competitive. Boyle gets them 5. They hang close, lose by 1. Just don't go to extra innings, because you're right. That's where the dogs go to die. I like the extra inning rule, though, because the games end in the 10th or the 11th. Like, I don't want to see any more 14-inning games. That's what it's supposed to do. Puts pressure on the defense. Runner at second. The Pirates won on a bunt yesterday, Joe. They were down 5-0.
Yes.
The Marlins blew a 5-0 lead. And tonight they had a 4-0 lead in the first, but they won on a bunt. Joe, would you bunt the runner over starting an extra innings? Runner at second, nobody out.
Absolutely.
Bunt, right?
Why not?
Absolutely. Exactly. If you have confidence in the guy that's on the mound for you, absolutely. Go ahead and bunt him over, get him in there. Otherwise, what do you either got to have confidence in your pitcher or the guy laying down I don't know that I'd be squaring around ahead of time, but I would certainly give the guy an opportunity to be able to lay one down on the side and see what happens there to get the runner over from third. I bet you catch a lot of teams sleeping, and the third baseman caught in between, not knowing which way to go, right?
Yes.
Just saying, that's another reason why you should back the Diamondbacks tonight over the Yankees. Better base running.
Oh, my God, she's just
better
defensive, unreal.
Better defensive team.
Unreal.
And better base. I mean, it's that you just said it yourself, Joe. You just spoke to the facts of if that game gets close, say it goes to extra innings, the Diamondbacks have the better roster there over the Yankees to take that one if it goes to extra innings. Just saying.
Not arguing, but it's I'm with you. I just need Soto over 1.5 bases would be fantastic. Just hit a double, and we're good to go. You don't even have to do anything crazy. I think it'll be ready to roll here. By the way, the Orioles did just score a run on a bobbled or a ball in the dirt to the shortstop. He threw it to first base, and he wasn't able to pick it. So 4-3, you are in to win here, Taylor, right now. Yes, and I need them to get out of this inning. And a 1-2-3 top of the ninth would be fantastic. So this game ends 4-3. So everybody wins, including the under. Texas got one back, 7-3. And Dave, I think the Mets, did they just give up another run? Oh, boy, that would be what a game this turned out to be. I did not think the Mets and Tigers would be 0-0 heading to the bottom of the seventh inning here. Dave, did you see this coming tonight? A pitcher's battle with Minea? I did not see this coming.
Definitely not. No.
Wow.
This is one of those ones that get April baseball, right? Guys that are back in a rotation. Menea's back in a rotation. He pitched a lot out of relief last year. Get a good start in that. I haven't even seen 1 second. Is it cold in Citi Field tonight? Is it?
Yeah.
That time
it ain't
of year?
pretty.
Yeah. This is one of those ones. Where it won't be cold tonight is in San Diego, where the Cardinals are going down the freeway, playing the Padres, who seem like they hit a lot of home runs over the weekend, but didn't win. They don't win. There's so much behind. All the celebrations. They dance around on home runs. What are they doing? When you're down 8-2 and you hit a solo shot to be down 8-3, does the guy in the stadium not know? Don't do the lights, don't do the hop around third. We're down 5 runs. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to get their fans excited for something. I guess it's the home runs. I mean, you just got who's even on the Padres that's notable right now? You, Darvish, and Manny Machado. I'm like, other than that, I mean, what do they have to go for over there? They're getting blown out of the water by the other teams that exist within their state. People are much more concerned about the Dodgers, the Giants. I feel like the Padres are just kind of there. Who could forget the Angels in Oakland, too? I'm like, they're also just kind of there.
Yep. That team they have such big names on that team, quality guys that I think are just going to whittle away their prime years because this team couldn't figure out. They spent all that money. They overspent on all the wrong pieces and all the wrong people here. But, you got Machado and Tatis. You got Musgrove. And I wouldn't be shocked if we begin to see even more of a fire sale moving on with the Padres here because I don't think they're going to be good at all. We do have an update with Craig Kimbrell on the mound for the Orioles trying to close it out. We'll let you know if he does it. Come back and join us here in Game Live Primetime.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
InGame Live, Primetime, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like, the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, Primetime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in as we look to close out this first hour of In-Game Live Prime Time. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan. We will say goodbye to Taylor Mathis here, but not before she lays it out one more time. We got a lot of games ready to go here in a big 9-team parlay. Come on, Taylor. We're looking good on everything here right now. Everything we're looking good on. Wouldn't that be something?
We are. We're looking solid on everything. I'm going to give you guys one more play before I go. It's a hitters parlay that I have within the Oakland-Boston game. We're going to go with both of the third basemen, J.D. Davis of the Athletics and Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox, both to record a hit. Comes out to plus 230, at least when I was able to get it in. That's what you could get it at. You got Devers, who's already had 3 hits within 2 games that he's played so far this season. And then you've got Davis. He's got an active hitting streak going right now of 6 games going all the way back to the 2023 season. I like him to get another one as well tonight. Good value there on that, and easy 1-2 hit for both of them and make some money.
Oh, my word. Listen, good news. They got another out there, Cincinnati, so still 2-2. We need the Reds for you. The Orioles 4-3. Kimbrel just gave up a broken bat bloop single. So there's only one out there. I know. It's going to be absolutely brutal. You still time to jump in on the Mets Tigers. Nothing, bottom of the 7th in this game here. But the Cardinals, Padres, Guardians, Mariners, Red Sox, Athletics. And you said the Yankees tonight, right, Taylor? Was it? We should take the Yankees and was it the run? I can't remember. I don't know what it is. It's this thing.
Oh, my word, so hard if the Diamondbacks get blown out tonight by the Yankees, but I don't see it happening. We're going with the Snakes all the way tonight.
All right, by the way,
Iowa win the national championship. Here's your walk-off moment. Does Iowa win the women's basketball championship?
The Iowa Hawkeyes to win it all this year in 2024. You heard it here first.
Boom. See, look at that. They're up 7, 8 minutes ago. Taylor, we'll talk to you again soon. In-game live prime time. We'll be back another hour straight ahead here on the grid. Can't believe it already. I got the Major League Baseball sweats, and we're only 4 games into the season right now. Welcome in. It is in-game live primetime here on the Sports Grid Network. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan, and it's like time stood still. I'm watching Craig Kimbrell just melt down in front of me here for the Orioles. Runner on second. All they need is 2 more outs here. Runner on second, and there's only 1 out, I believe, here. Yeah, 1 out. So we're hoping he's going to get this done here, Dave. I can't believe I got to sweat out him in that claw thing or whatever that is. He does. He still blows. It doesn't make a difference what uniform or what it is. He still can't lose to Kansas City, right? No way.
Anything can happen. It's not easy. Every time. All right, it was bad enough in Philly, but Baltimore's got such high expectations
it was bad in Philly
for the season, right? It was bad. Every time he came in, it was like, we're going to do this again. And now Baltimore is primed to win a division. Obviously, the odds-on favorite. They should be the odds-on favorite. They're the second choice behind the Yankees, but they're right there.
Yep.
Yeah, this may decide the division. The way the bullpen, performs for the Orioles with Kimbrell. It's too early to have this sweat. Let's have something that's no sweat like Texas.
It's a little too early. The guy just stole third. He stole second and he stole third for Kansas City. And now we got a runner on third and 1 out. And that was just a absolutely terrible play by the third baseman. Cincinnati, though, and Philadelphia, by the way, 2-2 and a good one. And we actually have some really good games here in the early slate. Yes. Tigers, Mets heading to the top of the 8th, 0-0. Reds, Phillies, bottom of the 8th, 0-0. The Angels just scored, Dave, to make it a 5-4 game against the Marlins. Tell me you're shocked without telling me you're shocked.
I can't even pretend like I'm shocked. This is going to be an in-game play. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to really keep track of this. When the Marlins get a lead, multiple runs early in the game, the algorithm, it flips the favorites so much in the favorites' favor. I still think it's one of the downfalls of doing the games for the book. I used to sit in a room and yell out loud, change the odds myself when the algorithm would go, all right, it's 3-0. A favorite that closed -150 is now -500. It's only the second inning. It's only the third inning.
Amazing.
Baseball happens so quickly. No lead is safe. There's going to be bullpens that we're going to be able to trust, but we don't have the data yet. This is a great time to be taking dogs when they're down. I think the prices are crazy. 77-67, by the way, Iowa. 6 minutes to go. I am so impressed with Caitlin Clark. Like, her passes are just as good as the shots. She has like 2 dribbles, gets to a spot, chucks it up, makes threes from all over the court. But she's made 2 or 3 outstanding bounce passes. Pocket passes is the industry term. I hear all these guys using that. Oh, that's a pocket pass. It's impressive, Joe. I'm having fun watching this game. I really am. Trying to figure out if we're going to get to this total. I don't think we're going to get to the total, Joe. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, LSU is not doing their part, but, Kimbrell's certainly doing his part in giving me agita on the first Monday of the season. So we appreciate that, Kimbrell. Now, still 4-3 here with a runner on third and nobody out. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a tie game. We're going to extra innings. Game over. And now I hope they lose, the Orioles. I hope they lose everything. I hope they lose 20 games straight because you put Kimbrell in there. We also have, Dave, coming up, though, Yankees, Arizona, Seattle, and Cleveland is interesting. But you didn't sound thrilled about Boston and Oakland. It sounds like you think maybe Oakland will have some value here, maybe in a couple. I'm not a big fan of Boston either. I think their win total was out of control as well. But they got to be able to beat the Athletics, no?
No. I don't know. No, I'm not.
Yep.
No, I don't know tonight. I think we get a quality start from Boyle for Oakland. So keep us in a game, have a shot to win it, take a run and a half. It's not a bad play to take a run and a half with the home team a lot of times. So, yeah, I'm leading Oakland right now. That's they got a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series. Boston at Oakland. Night game, day game. We're going to have to do a fun bet on the total attendance for a 3-game series with the Red Sox in town in April.
Yep.
It's less than 10,000. If I gave you the number, I'll say 11 because one day they might get 5. 5, 3, and 3 is 11. That's the attendance figure. We're gonna have Patrick keep an eye on that because Patrick works
that
Monday,
is
Tuesday.
brutal.
Yeah,
the most people in the stadium are who's on the other team. I mean, that's the attendance on how many guys did the Red Sox bring, because that's pretty much what the paid attendance is going to be in that ballpark. But think about it, Dave. If I could. And I think there'll be levels to this, right? But I would, if I like baseball, I hate the fact that they're leaving me, yada, yada, all of that. But, man, if I can get behind home plate for like $6 and go watch any team, they're putting people behind home plate, right? I mean, if you're paid to get in, they want people for the cameras to make it seem like they've been doing this for years now, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
went to a game in Cleveland in 1990. I was home for the summer in Pittsburgh, and I wanted to see George Brett play. I drove up to Cleveland, 2 hours about, and in cavernous Cleveland Stadium, where the Browns played and the Indians played at the time, there was 6,000 people total in the ballpark. And guy tried to charge me $20 for the seat outside. I'm like, man, I'll give you $5 just so you could get something for it. Went in. They brought people, like you said, that worked by the bases and in. They said everybody can come in and sit closer. It was so much fun. Saw a 1-0 game. Kevin Napier pitched a 1-0 game. Kenny Lofton, George Brett. It's when you couldn't see the American League teams, when you're in the National League. So this is one of those matchups. It's not a divisional matchup, Joe. I bet the attendance number under in Oakland tonight.
I kind of like where you're heading there, although it'll look like there's more people from the camera angles they'll use here. Never really showing you the birds that are up in the bleachers here, because it's going to be ugly this year with the Oakland
Did Kimbrel get out of that inning? Is it tied?
No, I'm not even talking about him anymore. I'm not even talking. It's worse than the Celtics, and we'll talk about them next here on the Grid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
InGame Live, Primetime, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like, the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, Primetime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Yeah, didn't deserve to bail out Kimbrel, but that's exactly what the Orioles did here after giving up the tying run in the top of the ninth. They walk it off in the bottom of the ninth with a 2-run home run, and the Orioles take down the Royals there 6-4. Welcome back in. It is InGame Live, Primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan as we're keeping our eye on a few different games here in Major League Baseball, a couple of pretty close ones, including knotted up 2 apiece, Phillies and the Reds. And it looks like, Dave, we're heading to extra innings in that one, too, knotted up at 2 apiece. Nothing with the Mets. Fato on the mound there for Detroit right now. Bottom of the 8th, a runner on. Pete Alonso up. We'll see if the Mets can scratch anything across there. And we got a bunch of games coming up here in just about 20 minutes, starting with the next round, including Yankees, Arizona, Cleveland, Seattle, and St. Louis, and the Padres are getting ready to take the field. In the NBA, Dave, we were just laughing at a couple of games here. The Celtics ended up winning, but of course not covering. Of course, 118-104. Orlando is along the same lines there because Orlando as well took plus 16.5, I think is what they were laying at the close. 101-93 against the Blazers right now with 3 minutes to go. And the Pacers blew out the Nets, or at least are. But how about giving up 74 points at home to the Suns? If you're the Pelicans, like, what in the world is there anybody? Don't tell me Brandon Ingram is life or death with you. Like, please give me a break. 74 points to the Suns on your own home court is embarrassing. Having said that, I still don't think the Suns are going to lay 14.5 and cover in this game. So I'm jumping in on New Orleans here, Dave. What do you think?
That's New Orleans or nothing. You can't. What are you going to do? Lay a worse?
No way.
The worst number that you could possibly lay? No, not now.
No way.
Second half adjustment comes. Did you look at the Bulls and the Hawks?
Yeah,
I didn't.
It's a playoff.
You did?
Game.
I know.
No, I mean it's a
That's
playoff
why
game.
You need to
essentially,
look at it, right?
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
But I was gonna mention that T was on with us, and I was going to bring this game up for the Caruso props again. Bring out the headband. There's not going to be much time to continue with the headband look with Caruso.
Yeah.
The Bulls are headed for. I mean, I don't know. I guess they want to make it because you get in the play-in. I know, but like, why? Why? These games are so hard to make a line for, to make a bet on. I think the only way you can actually do anything with these is player props. It's that time of year, Joe. NBA is like really tough. You look at the slate every morning and go, okay. I mean, maybe we'll bet it with I don't know, like with Lacey's money or something. Would you bet it with Lacey's money?
Yeah.
Would you bet it with oh, you would?
You had 6 games and half of them were double digits. And how the other 3 games were even priced where they were at was kind of head scratching here. But so far, Celtics not covering, double-digit favorite. We know that the Pacers are covering. They were a double-digit favorite. And Orlando doesn't look like they're going to cover the 16 and a half. So, there are some overreactions. Some of these numbers are getting out of control with about 7-8 games left. So we'll have to see what's going on. But the one thing we know for sure is Sixer fans are getting all hyped up for the return of the big man tomorrow. It looks like Embiid will be on the court for them. I've been asking people all day here, Dave, because you know what's going to happen. The overreaction to Embiid being back. He hasn't played in 3 months, 3.5 months. The numbers are already moving on Philadelphia in the futures market. Like, granted, they're a better team with him. Absolutely. Right. But they're not a player in the long term of the East. Or are they? Are we, was this rest and everything else exactly? Because it's not like he's going to be beat up with tired legs having played an entire season, right? So I get, but I'm not buying it. I don't think I think Philadelphia would be overvalued, especially in the beginning with him coming back starting tomorrow. But I can't see them. Who are you going to beat in the first round, even if you get there? Who?
Austin. Take him out. Just
it's not going to happen.
No, well, I don't think so. No. But we can talk about it at least. Quick update: Angel Reese just fouled out for LSU. I was going to move on. You're not going to get there with the total. It's 160 points with a minute and a half to go. Yeah, she fouled out on a charge. Embiid. All right, look, this is what happens. There's a complete overreaction prior to seeing him play. If he comes back and looks healthy, there will be an influx of bets. Maybe some guy sitting in some book somewhere, sliding it down, going, I don't know, maybe. And it's all going to be dependent on the matchup. I mean, maybe they're going to get a good first-round matchup in advance. How many times do we – I mean, listen, I've done it myself personally. I think they're a fun team. Nurse coaching, give me Sixers and Bucks in a matchup, and I think I'm going to take the Sixers. I think I am.
Really?
Sixers and Knicks? Yeah. I think so. I think live. If he's 100%. Which
100%, right.
I don't know if he's 100%. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't. Can you take 3.5 months off and just think that it's like riding a bike? I mean, there's got to be an adjustment. Now, the good news for Philadelphia is they're not really banged up anyplace else, right? So he's really been the big question mark for them, and they seem to be real excited for him coming. I don't know how excited I'd be. They're taking on, and maybe this is exactly the kind of game here. They're taking on OKC tomorrow night. I'm seeing a number of -5 for OKC, and already it's starting to be bought down 4.5 now for tomorrow here. Sixers are at home. The place will be electric. We got to figure out whether SGA is going or is he not going, or have they punted on really trying to get the number 1 to see. Why do I have a feeling like Denver and OKC and even Minnesota's like, I don't care who gets it at this point. Like, we're just whatever. Whoever gets the 1 seed gets the 1 seed. It feels like that's the point where we're at in the season, Dave, where these teams to get in. It would be nice, but I don't think they're going to push the envelope to get it.
They're not. Rest is more important than position. I would think if I had to pick for the three teams, though, like Minnesota should really want the top seed, followed closely by OKC. Anytime they could play at home, I would think that would be better. I don't think it matters much for Denver and the Clippers, and I don't think it does. That's why it's so hard to, make a number for certain teams in certain spots where they're like, yeah, we're good. We got, 6, 7, 8 games left? I don't know, Joe. Yep. It's a mess. It's tough.
Is that
I'm
Jim
starting
Palmer?
to rule out certain teams, though. I'm starting to rule out certain teams. Bucks?
Who?
Out.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't go. You're done. Clippers?
Who's that leaving the East? If it's not the Celtics.
Clippers? Done.
In the East.
Doesn't make a difference. Nobody. It's the Celtics, period. It's the Celtics, period. And the only team, the only caveat will be Miami taking on the Celtics. That's it. Everybody else, give it to Boston. Just give it to them and let's move on here. Jim Palmer looks like we give it Bernie's.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
InGame Live, Primetime, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game Time Decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, Primetime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. We are Primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. Plenty to get you caught up on here. Major League Baseball going on here. We got something that resembles the NBA in a spot or two, mostly blowouts at this particular point here. But we do have a NCAA Elite 8 game with probably one of the highest-rated players ever in Caitlin Clark, who looks like she's going to move on to the Final Four, and Iowa is going to get it done. How about the NHL, though? We got some games going on in the NHL. Not great for the Panthers by any stretch, and we welcome in our good friend George Kurtz here. Kurtz, what in the world? 5-3. I hope you took the over. This feels like a game you would have taken the over. You would have cashed that ticket and parlayed it with every other chalky team you could have come up with here. Were you on the over in the Toronto, Florida Panther game?
Well, does anybody ever play an under with Toronto? All right, so either you're playing the over or you're not playing it. All right, so that's yes, I'm on the over in the game. As you mentioned, it was a chalk thing tonight. I thought it was kind of an easy call here because Florida has been playing as well lately, right? Almost like a team that's like, when do the playoffs start? Can we start the playoffs already?
Yep.
That sort of thing there. So, yeah, I'm on the over here. Not that I saw it, I guess, getting over this quickly, but, yeah, on the over. Pretty chalky tonight.
Islanders, Flyers. Oh, looked so easy before the game to be on the over in that one. It's 3-2 Islanders. I thought that game was going over. I also thought that the Penguins would lose to the Rangers. Pretty good night for New York hockey, apparently, tonight, George, in that game. Either one pique your interest pregame?
Yeah, the Islanders, you never know what to expect from them, right? They play terrible against bad teams, but seem to ramp up their play versus better teams. So I guess, what does that make Philadelphia? We know they're not a great team. They're not a bad team either here. Islanders, listen, tonight was pretty much a playoff game. A Game 7 playoff game. You win tonight, you got a shot. Still unlikely, but you got a shot. Islanders play Chicago tomorrow, Columbus on Thursday. So I thought minimum. You had to win tonight, and you had to win a regulation tonight too, by the way, not go to overtime. And you needed to get 5 or 6 points this week. 5 or 6, if not all 6, to really have a realistic shot here. So far they're showing up tonight, right? I think it's still 3-2 here. So we'll see. We'll see for the Islanders here. I did not have a play on the game tonight, though. I didn't have a really good read on it because I don't know what Islander team is showing here. Although I will give this credit to Patrick Roy. He's going with the hot goaltender. Sorokin has not played well. I think this is Varlov's third straight start. Good for you, Roy. More coaches should do this and stop paying deference to the de facto number one or the goalie at the high salary. Play the better player at that time, and Varlov right now is the better player.
Yeah, didn't see the Blue Jackets beating the Avalanche either, 3-1 here, as Dallas is that much closer, I guess, to securing the top spot in the West because Colorado's basically stopped playing here. Did you, Kurt, you and I talked, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, and we said, nice job, Yankees. You start the year off, 3-0. I don't believe you were on them to go 4-0. As a matter of fact, if we have I think we have the tape. We can play it if you like. You said something along the lines like, oh, absolutely not. Hell no. Give me the Astros. And that didn't work out, Kurt. So I'm wondering, are you back on the Yanks tonight against Arizona?
Yeah, the Yankees sweeping Houston, their bugaboo team was not on my bingo card. Not at all. I've never seen that coming here. I mean, come on. A team that's crushed the Yankees. Every year, the Yankee season seems to end in Houston, right? That's always where they lose in the playoffs here. They lose in Houston. And they go out and sweep them. Yeah, the Yankees weren't even hitting at full tilt, right? Judge has done nothing. Rizzo's been quiet. Soto, God, does he look good. God, please sign him. Let him stay in pinch strikes for the rest of his career. Give him the 15-year contract. Let's go. Give him $500 million. By the way, I'm having trouble concentrating because forget about the eclipse next Monday. All right, Dave's hat is killing me. I think my corneas are burning already, Mr. Sharapan there. So I need the sunglasses. Forget the sunglasses Dave just put on. I need them here. So no, I was not on the Yankees last night. I'm on the over tonight. Both teams are on their fifth starters, Nelson, Gill. I know Gill looked really good in spring training. Looked really good. Let's see what that carries over to the regular season. I'm going to go the over tonight, and I'm going to play the FanDuel special tonight. By the way, they were giving, and I think you should get more on this. By the way, but Soto or Judge to hit a home run was plus 150.
Oh boy,
why not?
This is the
That's
Yankee portion of the show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for doing that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Just let him right to it.
He
didn't even wear a Yankee jersey. I'll go for the Yankee jersey for
5-0.
Yes,
they keep making them dogs. 5 games in a row. The Pirates have been the underdogs, winning each one. Listen, don't go betting the Central yet. All right, it's not done. It's not a done deal. It's exciting. Listen, George, you're one of probably a few people that actually remember that the Pirates played the Yankees in the World Series back in the day. All right, this happened. This would be an absolute dream matchup, okay, if the Pirates could see this thing all the way through and play the Yankees in a World Series. Might be worth an exacta play. Yankees, Pirates, World Series matchup. I'm in. Sign me up for that because I ain't got to worry about the Penguins playing any postseason hockey. You got a better shot with the Islanders of seeing postseason hockey. Seattle and San Jose tonight, George. It's an ugly game. That's a gorgeous graphic. The boys are doing an unbelievable job with these graphics before the game.
Good
5.5. Price over what, Joe?
Over.
That's it.
The Sharks.
Over.
Got to take the Sharks.
Sharks are terrible. They get 6 goals all by themselves. This could be a 5-1 game. Over. Give me I'm not taking an under with the Sharks. They get blown out plenty of times here. A small play on the over is the only hockey late night game we have, right? So over. Give me the over with the Kraken. Yeah, the Kraken. I'll be the first to tell you how are killing me of late. They seem to take the whole month of March off.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And by the way, Dave, how old do you think I am that I saw Pittsburgh and the Yankees play in the World Series?
No, you're
Wasn't
a
that
historian.
Like
You're a student of the
50s?
game. I didn't say you were sitting in the bleachers. I said you knew. Like when I tell kids that the Pirates actually played in a World Series in the 60s and in the 70s, they don't believe me. They're like,
I did watch the 79 series. Willie Stargell.
79, right?
Phil
Willie
Garner,
Stargell, right?
I got it
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
This is the jersey I'm wearing. This is the Willie
Kent
Stargell
Nicole.
Pirate jersey from from that time.
Omar Moreno.
Family. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, see, George, this is what I'm talking about. We know the lineups from those days. I tweeted it on Saturday. The This Week in Baseball was absolute Saturday morning viewing. It rolled from This Week in Baseball right to the baseball bunch. And then, you got a game of the week. More often than not, it was like the Yankees or somebody else like that all the time. But that's how we saw other teams play when these teams were good. So, yes, I'm celebrating that with the Pirates stuff. Anything in Cleveland in that game, in the baseball, George, or Boston and Oakland? Like, these are games I know you'll be up late watching, but these are better betting opportunities than the Sharks and the Kraken, right?
Yes.
Cleveland, Seattle.
Yeah.
You like anybody?
Not Cleveland, Seattle. Right now, I'm leaving alone here. All right, Seattle, a little disappointing. They're sort of living up to what we thought. They need another bat. Right? So I'm a little worried about that lineup. They're going to lose a lot of 4-3 games, 3-2 games. They don't have that bat that they lost with Teoscar Hernandez leaving, and they didn't replace that. I know. I think I was talking to Joe Pisapia yesterday on Fantasy Sports Today. Maybe Alonso ends up there if the Mets keep on, pooping the bed here where they can't score. That's what I think. Alonso will be traded, by the way, if the Mets are out of it. I think that's a foregone conclusion here, right? You can always try and re-sign him, but if you're not signing him yet, he's gone by the deadline if they're out of it. And right now, the way they're playing, maybe they'll be out of it sooner rather than later. I know Eloy Jimenez got hurt today, but he could end up being there as well because the White Sox will be trading anybody and everybody, maybe not named Luis Robert there. But I'm still I'm going to stay away from Cleveland, Seattle, but I'm on Boston over. I mean, listen, it's the Athletics. They're terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we're always going to be on a parlay with the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are going to beat up on San Fran tonight. I think there'll be runs in that game, though. Paxton versus Wynn there. So give me the listen, I'm on 2 parlays here. Dodgers and Boston. I'll take the run line as well for both teams. Why not? Give me the over for the Dodgers here. Lots of runs. And for the love of God, I'm getting tired of betting it. Ohtani, can you hit your home run already? But give me the anytime home run with him as well. Again, I think it's at least times 3 for me. So again, please.
Are they giving it a yes, no? Can you go no, or is it just 2 hit a home run? Can we go the other way, Dave? Can we say Ohtani to strike out 3 times and not hit a home run?
He'll strike out 3 and hit a double. He's good at doubles.
He's great at doubles. He's outstanding in double. Well, let me ask you this then, because you think runs are coming in that game. Will there be more runs in that game or people at the Oakland Red Sox game?
Ooh.
Tough one. Yeah,
Red Sox are sort of Red Sox might travel well. I think they can get 13, 14 guys there. So
14 there. All right.
14, all right. Yeah. I'll take I'll have faith in the Red Sox faithful. They're going to go to the game.
Yeah,
I'm going under.
It's under.
I don't think they'll get 13 people in that game. Yeah. You can't find 13 people unless they're blindfolded and you drop them into the middle of the stadium. And even at that point, they'd run out with their hair on fire here. George, enjoy the Yankees beating the snot out of the Diamondbacks here tonight. Should be a good time. We'll remind you again tomorrow how you faded them the last couple of games, but it's a long season. We'll be back here in Get Live Prime Time next.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
InGame Live, Prime Time, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game Time Decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, Prime Time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in here, in-game live, and we are Primetime here, and we've got a no-hitter alert in Major League Baseball. What are we, 4 games into the season, and right now the Houston Astros are no-hitting the Toronto Blue Jays here. It's a 7-0 game. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 2 outs right now. Blanco, who Taylor was on earlier, and gave you, I think it was over, 14 and a half outs. Well, that's looking pretty good here. But Cam Stewart, you were just mentioning here, there's no way 2 Toronto teams could actually win on the same night. The Leafs just won, which means we're probably getting a no-hitter here against Toronto, aren't we?
Yes, we are, Joe. We said this a long time ago. It's just one of those things that, I almost wish there was a bet. First team to get no hit in Major League Baseball, you might think A's. You might think Pirates who are undefeated. Dave, like Bizarro World. I think we have the Pirates win total over. They're on fire, these guys. Hey, no. Compliments, Dave. Compliments. No, to get anything away from the Pirates. Love this team.
Joe's been bashing.
You might think fish, right, Joe? You might think poisson, like the fish, the Marlins. But not the Blue Jays. But they got a lot of free swingers on that team. So I wonder what they did if they even had that problem. Like first team to get no hit. I don't know if there was one or, probably betting against a Toronto team would be a smart thing to do because they'll always find a way to screw up.
30 right now to get a no hitter.
Okay,
and it just went to plus 300.
Let's go 6 outs. Come on, man. What are we stupid?
6 outs. End
I
of
don't even
7th.
care if we lose. You'd be insane not to make that bet. Joe, again, on Sunday, I'm sitting there watching. Joe, I need help. I need help, buddy. I need a friend.
Golf.
I got Vatia leading at 80-1. And next hole, side of a bunker bogey. I'm like, he gone. Billy Horschel making a move. I got Dietrich live. I gave him out at 16-1, leading. He gags. I tell you, Joe, I just can't catch a break with this stuff. Can't catch a break. Oh, it's so frustrating. When will you give me
more too?
The Islanders just
no. Well, that was quick. That was really quick.
Okay, guys.
Didn't they just give up the goal? Didn't they just give up the goal and now they got it back? All right,
guys.
There you go.
Dave, stop me. Stop me. Just please stop me.
Don't.
Oh no! What are we betting?
Don't do it.
How did plus 185 against the Kraken? How do I say no? It's like you're offering me like free like drinks and a shot for free. I can't say no, Dave. How do I say no to this, Joe? I can't. Like it is in my DNA to bet the Sharks tonight. They actually beat the Blues 4-0 in their last game, Dave.
Yep.
Right?
No. Yeah.
I said it, Cam.
Joe,
said it. You gotta go.
I want you to be on it, Joe, because when you ride stuff, I feel a lot more confident in my selections.
I'm in.
Detroit won, which is good for me. I bet them when they were live against Tampa Bay. I think they're up 3-2. That's good. Baseball tonight, guys. Well, didn't have the no-hitter so far in the Blue Jay game, but late action.
Wow.
What do we do here? I kind of like the Diamondbacks and the Yankees the second game. I'm going to take them. George is, so what is George? Is he betting on the Yankees or betting against them? What can you guys tell me, or what's he doing?
He was betting against them. I think he was going against them because he went against them yesterday too.
No, he was on them tonight, but he said something about the Soto prop. You guys.
Oh yes, home run.
Talking about, he's all over Soto. Cam, you missed it for about 10 minutes. It was the Yankee pregame show here. These two were talking about the Yankees.
No, it was not. It was not.
It was literally like 10
I was
minutes
merely pointing out that he bet against them. That's all I was saying. And by the way, Ohtani's not getting a home run tonight, Cam. The whole world is betting Ohtani to hit a home run tonight. He's not hitting a home run tonight.
No, what do you do with this situation, though, Joe? Because, when I do this show with Gabe, it's like all the people that smashed Ohtani home runs over. You almost have to do it every game now. Because what are you going to do when he does hit one?
Yep.
You don't have a choice. Yep. It's like me and the Sharks. I'm in too deep. I can't stop.
Yep.
Wow, are the Mets losing 1-0 to the Tigers? God, that team.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
They're a trade. What's going on with these guys? Are they going to go 4? They
Unreal.
And then losing it. Anyway. man, that team, they're a lot like the Jays. Just very disappointing. But anyway,
in the Cardinals and Padres game. Cardinals and Padres game just started.
I was leaning
We were
Padres, Dave. Can you be the voice of you like the Cardinals tonight? Really?
I do.
You know what? I'm not going to force the issue. I'm on Arizona against the Yankees. I like the over in the hockey game, 5.5 with SJ Sharkey and Kraken. And I'm going to take a shot with San Jose on puck line and money line. Dave, I'm sorry. You could literally tell me I'm going to jail or, you can't stop me. I'm already in the bank.
If you need to bet the game, there's only one side to bet. You cannot lay the price with the Kraken. There's no way. That would be against all principles of the dumpster dive game. And this is your squad. SJ Sharkey is your squad. There's no question about it.
I don't
want
know
Oakland? You want to pair them up with the A's, Cam?
You know what? I'm going to tell you. I got to tell you something.
Houston.
I got to tell you something.
8-0, Cam. 8-0 right
I need
now.
another
Houston
round,
over
Joe.
Toronto.
I got the over.
One more. Come on, we need one more.
Can you believe this? I'm going to lose probably by the hook because the Jays couldn't get a hit, let alone a run. That's classic. I remember on Friday night on Sports Rage, I go, Morency, I feel really good about Oakland tomorrow with Sears. And then Tony Finn came on. I love Tony Finn. He's my guy, right? Right, Joe? Quaaludes with Tony Finn? Yeah, we call him high dosage with Finn. Ludes. He's sitting there going, Cam, love the pick. Love Oakland. Cue the final. Was it 12-3 other team? I'm like,
that's exactly.
Just like me and Finn both were on the ace, and he goes, I love the under. I'm like, me too, Tony.
Yeah.
Just an absolute bloodbath. But
Thanks, Tom.
Anyway.
Oh, wait a minute. We got Bregman now sitting on right off another one. So here we go. All right. Oh, he just backed out. Oh no, I'm sorry. Another one. 9-0, Cam. 9-0.
There it is.
Houston. There's your over, baby. There's your over.
Really needed that one. That's amazing.
Look at that.
What do we do
is
here?
That still at plus 300? It got to be with the no-hitter. We got to go with it now. 9-0 is over.
I'm going to tell you, I think that's an incredible price. I watch this Blue Jay team on a regular basis. Asking them to get a hit in this situation, it's a pretty tall task. I don't really. I would take it at plus 250. I'd take it at plus 250.
3-1.
You're in.
3-1.
Got to get it.
It's a great.
Gotta get it.
Speaking of three, three-run homer for the Detroit Tigers. It is now 5-0. Tigers. Round tripper. Yeah. Boy, things are really
already 4 games into the season, and Met fans, Metal Matt, and the rest of the crew, poor guys. These guys, it's just a bloodbath. I don't know what else to really say, guys, other than that. Dave, I cashed a ticket in the. I got to tell you, Morency's been doing good with this Frozen Four. It's great hockey. I'm telling you, we had the Denver Pioneers to make the Final Four, minus 138. They got there. Oh, it was unbelievable. I'm watching the other game, and Anson Carter, who's an analyst here and at the Leaf game, he's the intermission guy. They were ripping Michigan State. Morency's. How good is it to be Morency right now with Michigan? They win the national championship in football, and now they're in the Frozen Four. They're doing pretty good, those Wolverines. I got to tell you. So
10-0. Another home run.
No, more. Can we get more?
We need a home run.
Oh my!
We need a home run,
Toronto. Oh my goodness!
What a great
listen, first and third, Yankees right now. First and third, top of the first against Arizona with Stanton up. He'll inevitably pull a groin swinging, so you're okay there. What are you thinking here, Cam, on the Final Four here? Who's the championship game here?
Well, I got to tell you, I have futures on UConn, and that's the only smart thing I've done in this tournament.
That's a good bet.
Honestly, literally the only thing I've done. Remember, Joe, I'm like, maybe spread a little on North Carolina. They lost their game right after I put the money in. Can't lie. Got to tell the truth on the show. But I can't see anybody stopping UConn at all. I just absolutely, these guys are an absolute machine. I can't believe the price we got with them. And I'm just going to sit back and watch this. Here's the deal. I don't want to get in front of NC State. I don't know what's going on with this team. They just look like a total new team. They hit the reset button. We knew that they would cover. Like me and Gabe had them against Duke, winning outright too. Like, I'm very impressed. Like, everything they've done. Like, they have no fear. They go inside. It's like they just are started anew. It's like, and then even I saw an interview. The guy's like, everybody's showing up early now. We love each other. We're getting along. So what happened before? I didn't know. Was there tension with this team? Like, I have no idea. All I know is he said, we've never had more fun playing basketball. I'm going to tell you, it's a hell of a lot of points. How do you get in front of these guys, like Dave and Joe? Like, how do you get in front of them?
You don't.
Like, I'm taking plus 9.5 with NC State against Purdue. I know that, whatever, it's too many points for me. Alabama, this is an interesting game against Connecticut because Alabama can run, but do I really want to get in front of UConn? 11.5. No, I think I'm just
Illinois could run too. Didn't work out all that well for them. They ran them right out of the building. Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
Oh my goodness!
UConn, I've never seen a team that could turn on a switch like these guys. It's like a pro team. It's just like after a while, they're like, "You guys, you're done now. Now we're going to try, and now we're going to kill you." And they just don't like. It's just they're too good, too perfectly coached. Every part about that team, they're just money. They're like a pro team. I don't care if it's 11.5. I'm not getting in front of them. I'm not hedging out UConn to the rack. So hopefully we hit that. I think we got 14-1 after a bad loss they had early on in the season. So Joe, I really did. That was one smart thing I've done. I've done a lot of stupid things on the golf course or had heartbreak, but that UConn ticket in my back pocket, that can save a lot of sad Sundays watching golf. I can tell you that. So that's where we are with that one. San Jose and the over. Wish me luck. Probably a death sentence, but I can't say no, Dave. I'm proud of your Pirates, Dave. I got to be honest with you. I'm a closet Pirate fan. I've always liked these teams. I have the Reds to win the division, but I really like underdog teams, and you should be really proud. This team, they got a lot of great young talent on that team. They're scary.
Yeah.
It's fun. They play the Orioles Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekend series, home opener Friday, and then the rest of the weekend. And I got text today. They're like, "Hey, we got tickets for you. You can come."
Wow.
And I'm contemplating going, although I don't know. Joe said it earlier. Cam, would you want to sit outside like today in Wrigley and watch a baseball game and freeze? Like, it was cold in these cold places. I don't know if I got it in me anymore.
You know what it is too, Dave? Not to sound like a jerk, but Pittsburgh can beat a lot of teams, but Baltimore, I'd rather see, when I go to games, people want to see the best. I want to see junk teams, so I walk away happy. Like, I'd rather see the Leafs play like a team like the Sharks because I know I'm probably coming home with a win.
Yeah,
I was like, don't you want to see Connor McDavid? No, I don't. No, I don't. I want to celebrate the game, and I want to be happy when I leave the arena, and hopefully I hit the side total and puck line. That's the way I roll.
Exactly.
It is too cold, Dave. I used to go to Exhibition Stadium with those damn Seagulls in April. It was snowing in my season opener against the White Sox. It's cold, baby. Real cold.
Toughen you up, baby. Toughen you up, Cam. We'll be back. Close it out. Prime time.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We had the best team in Colorado losing. So there's it's not even like Colorado's going to sit on it, right? I mean, there's no way in the world we're not getting one more goal. We're going to cash this ticket. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I love the bet. I love the price. I think that's, like I said, that's one we're going to have to, we're telling everybody right now. They're probably moving it in risk rooms everywhere right now based on us giving out this information.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
North Carolina come back, take the lead, and then somehow Alabama punches back. A true classic. Like, the word classic gets tossed around loosely a lot, but that really was a true classic.
Great point earlier about Arizona. They had such an advantage under the basket, yet they're having guys just chuck threes. Their whole game plan sucked from the get-go. Like, the fact that they lost that game, I put a lot of it on coaching.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, Primetime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Are we coming back? Oh, we are back. All right, welcome back in. It's InGame Live, and we are Primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. As we wrap up this edition, we've got all sorts of sports rage coming up. Cam Stewart coming up top of the hour. Still plenty to go here. We got a lot of late-night Major League Baseball here, Dave. The Yankees got the bases loaded, couldn't push a run across. Still nothing there. Diamondbacks open, but the story tonight here is going to be we're in the top of the eighth inning, got a no-hitter going on in Houston. The kid Blanco, 86 pitches, is no-hitting Toronto in a 10-0 game, and we jumped in at 3-1. And can I tell you, I think that's pretty good here at this point, Dave. What do you think?
Do they keep him in the game? That's the question. Like, does that count?
Pitches.
He's got to stay in the game, right? Like, you got to stay in the game. At this point, I think you got to stay in the game. So
you can't pull him.
Listen, I'm not
rooting
pull against Cam's teams, but like, I love to see no hitters. I love to see.
Cam just bet at 3-1. He's rooting against them too. Who are we kidding here?
It's down
and
to
you're not buying the Sharks?
It's down to 220.
Oh.
It's only the fourth or
baby.
fifth day of the season for these games.
It's crazy.
This will get us
absolutely
right
crazy
ready for a great baseball season. I love it. I love it. The baseball sweat can even be a real sweat 4 games into the regular season. You can see a no-hitter anytime.
Yep.
Odds come up.
Yep.
Bam. It's on their live specials. So, but I don't know.
The Cardinals just smashed a 3-run home run. They're up 3-0 over the Padres quickly. Wow. Giants, Dodgers still to come. Cam Stewart and the Sports Rage Gabe Morency are coming up next. Of course, we'll be back again with another edition of InGame Live. Primetime tomorrow. Best of luck. Let's go. No-hitter. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. 2 outs. 4 more outs for the first no-hitter. Enjoy the night. We'll see you again.